Bonjour tout le monde. What's good? It's a beautiful day. It's a bucket hat day. It's a speak a little French day because today my brand new song Sweat It Out just dropped with Mosimann. He's all the way in Paris. I'm here in Canada. So what I thought I'd do is walk you through how we not only made a song a world away from each other, but during a pandemic. So live from the studio. Let's get it.
I can see us in a tight place. Panties drop to the floor, biting my face.
What up? Welcome to my first vlog. What better timing and what a better way to do it than to intro you to and tell you about the process of how I made my brand new song called Sweat It Out with Mosimann.
It's time to sweat it out.
What I want to do today is walk you through the process of how we made it, how getting in a session together even happened, what the song is about, and how hyped I am that it's out. I think that's it in a nutshell. So I was asked to be in a songwriting camp in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. So I'm hyped. This is gonna be my first songwriting camp outside of my hometown or outside of Toronto. However, Corona Bamboni, COVID, came and wrecked that for us. So instead, the camp was hosted, you guessed it, on Zoom. Sick. So I want to give you a bit of background as to how I ended up in the songwriting camp in general. Because the thing is, when you're an emerging artist on your way up, you know, your inbox isn't just blowing up with sick opportunities, right? Sometimes you got to go out and make them yourself. And so for me, what that meant was I was just named Apple Music New Artist of the Week for my new EP. And I was hyped. My manager and I figured we need to take full advantage of this little pocket of clout that you have. And so we decided to go down to Atlanta for A3C conference, which is, you know, a really great networking opportunity. You can meet great US music industry folks and just start to grow. And we're just walking around and we saw a booth for a tech startup called Stereo. We talked with the guys, we shared my music with them, and next thing you know, they followed up to see if I wanted to be a part of this camp. So that's kind of like the whole full circle of how I ended up in the camp. Now, let's take it back to May. As I mentioned before, Mosimann is in France, Paris. I'm in Toronto at the time. Actually, I'm in Port Hope, which is a small rural town where my best friend Dakota and I went to escape the apocalypse that was coming for us. This is day 3 of the camp. We've written a ton of songs so far, and now I'm going into a new session with a new producer. And I'm told that this guy is sick. His name is Mosimann. He's from Paris. He's this crazy producer, multi-instrumentalist, singer, writer, you name it. This guy is like a freak at keyboard, and he's probably the most handsome dude you're gonna meet in 2021, period, right? You know, I do like a lot of songwriting sessions, but I gotta say, it's not every day or every session that you meet somebody that you just click with like that.
Hold on one quick second. What do you think, Q?
Bro, I think it's perfect.
That's the energy, right?
Yeah, that's exactly the good energy, the good vibe.
Yeah.
So we get in, and he sends me this drum loop that he's got. Really stripped down, nothing crazy to it yet. There might be like a little bit of a synth pad on it. And what we do is like, I'll hit mute so he doesn't have to listen to me coming up with stupid ideas. And he'll go and do the same thing on his end and work on the beat, and then we'll come together after whenever we're ready, right? So I'm sitting there like bouncing to this thing, and like immediately I'm going like, ooh, this little thing to it, right? So I got my headphones on, I got my mic in my hand, and I'm just like catching the vibe, and all of a sudden like it hits me out of nowhere. I can see us in a tight place. I'm like, ooh, set. What I felt about that first line was tension. It was so tense. It's like really matched where I was at, because the thing is I'm in lockdown. I haven't seen a girl in months. I have been deprived of all fun times. You know, we're staying in a little rural, like Ontario town where it's 99% very sweet, you know, older people with their dogs, a beautiful lake. It's a great place to go get serene and zen. But after about a couple months, serene and zen has gone out the window. All you want to do is link up with somebody and, I don't know, you know. So since we're locked up, you don't really have any other outlets except texting.
Pick up the phone, baby.
And there was this individual who I was texting with, and that was my inspiration for the rest of this song. It just flew out as soon as I kind of correlated her to this beat. We've been feeling like caged animals, looking at me like you're gone cannibal, and I'm in your dirty confessional. So let's walk that talk, let the devil out. So you know what I mean? It's like completely just about those texting conversations and that anxiety and that excitement that builds. The cool thing about this song is it starts off really like simple and groovy, but it builds and it builds and it builds and the tension builds. And then we've been waiting too long. Well, it's time to sweat it out. We'll sit there for a second. We're like, oh, that's really fucking cool. So I show Quentin the vocal ideas, and then he comes back on and he's like, yo, I gotta show you this thing I just did with the beat. I'm like, okay. So he presses play and gets to this bum 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 bum. Oh my god, dude. Crazy. And so I take that and I do some ad libs. I'm like, sweat it out, get the like, and I tried a million other ideas like that. Sweat it out, sweat it. Like a bunch of them were trash. But what's really cool in the chorus is like there are many different layers. Just let it sweat now. Just let it sweat. Like that animalistic type of shit. Yeah, that's how the chorus came to be. So this is my laptop. Here's my interface, rolling quad capture. Here are the same Shure headphones I used in that session. And here is my AT4040. Half the vocals in this song, the actual final vocals are here with no pop filter. But I did also go and redo vocals with Spencer Cheen. Shout out Spencer in Calgary at OCL.
We been feeling like caged animals, looking at me like you're gone cannibal, and up in your dirty confessional. So let's walk that talk, let the devil out.
Sometimes the magic is in the original takes and you can redo it a million times, but it just doesn't hit the same. The vocals that I did right here, or in that little room 3 in Port Hope, in the Hotel Carlisle, in this tiny little town where there's apparently a ghost in the room. Apparently room 3 is haunted, by the way. It's pretty crazy because, like I said, those are half the vocals on there. So in a songwriting camp, generally you're going in knowing that you're gonna be giving these songs away. They're not for you. The problem is when you finish your session and you write a song like Sweat It Out and you're like, oh shit, this is so good, I don't wanna give this away, then you're in a bit of a pickle. So the first thing I did was like hollered at my roommate when the session was done. He came upstairs, listened to the song, and he's my biggest hater in the world. He's my best friend, biggest hater. And he loved it, right? So then I sent it to my manager and he's like, yo, this could be a hit, but I don't think you have the balls to put it out. He said that to me. He said, I don't think you have the balls to drop this song. It's too crazy for you. You don't know me, bro. Anyways. Now here's the other thing. As an artist, knowing what song to put out is very difficult. You write 100 songs and 85 of them, if not more, may not make sense for you to put out. They may not be the right time, the right topic, the right sound, a million other things. The problem with Sweat It Out is that for me, it didn't fit what I was working on and what I've been working on for 2021, which is super soulful, organic, hip hop, soul, pop music. So I'm sitting there super stressed now because I know that I can't put this song out at least for another year until I'm done the releases that I'm going through. So I already have my releases lined up for the next week. Just kind of sat in our SoundCloud playlist until about September. And I hit up Quentin Mosimann to be like, yo, I think we have a real hit on our hands here, man. And I also think we should release it. Are we allowed to? What's the legalities of it? So we go through the process and he's actually like, yo, I actually think I could release it. I think it would be a great fit on my EP. The best news maybe of 2020. I was so excited just to know that it wasn't going to be another song that's fire, that sits in the SoundCloud playlist, because it's not a right fit. But we did it! And it's out today. Let's go. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, YouTube Music, all of it. Make sure to hit save and follow us, both myself and Mosimann there. And make sure to subscribe here to come along for the journey with me, because this year I plan to take it to a whole new level. I'm Ruben. Thanks again. Catch you.
I can see us in a tight place, panties down to the floor, biting my face.